comes once in a lifetime. For the first time I believe it to be true. All of my friends say, when you know, every piece falls into place when I'm with you. In you I found a love that sets me free. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. When you hold me, I know that I have everything. It's blue skies and big dreams, a billion places to explore. And I will be with you forever. I am yours. Forever I am yours. We see the time is now to go where we want to. Follow the road until it leads us somewhere new. Nothing can stop us now. Together, oh, the whole world opens up when I'm with you.
I want to be where
In you I find a love that sets me free. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. When you hold me, I know that I have everything. It's blue skies, big dreams, billion places to explore. And I will be with you forever. I am yours. Forever I am yours. I found the love that sets me
Is this-
free. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. When you hold me, I know that I have everything. It's blue skies and big dreams, a billion places to explore. And I will be with you forever. I am yours. Forever I am yours. Forever I am yours.
Good morning, everybody.
We are so excited to be here with you guys this morning.
We are.
It's always fun. They've got some great music
We
playing
do.
in here. I feel like we're just
missed
like,
it.
yeah.
The pre-show of the pre-show was us dancing.
That's right.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
there has been a time or two I think they've caught me dancing before we started.
You
but
don't
yeah.
want to catch me doing that.
Yeah. Oh,
You might
no.
shut the cameras
Yeah,
off for
no, you got no rhythm?
that. I got rhythm, just no moves. We'll just say that.
All right, Matt, what's up for today? What
Oh
you got
man,
going on?
it is Super Bowl Sunday. Can you believe it? It's
How did
actually
I forget
here.
that?
I'm not very excited. My 49ers didn't make it, but whatever. We got a California team, and I should like
Okay.
them, but I can't. But anyways, I don't know who you're looking for to win today, but my favorite thing today is what? The food, right?
For
It's
sure.
the food.
Well, you know, I only know one team that's playing. I don't even know exactly who's playing, and I'm probably not the only one who doesn't
Probably.
really care about the game. I think it's kind of, they're kind of with you, like, it's just the food. What's your favorite, like, Super Bowl or, like, party food that you go with?
Oh man, you know, it's a tradition for us every year. We found this amazing hot wing recipe on the internet years ago, and we've been doing it every year. And we'll just make a pile of wings for me, and then a couple of wings for the rest of the
yeah.
family.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
like, these are mine.
Yeah, these are
You can
mine.
have
This is my
this one.
half, my stack.
Yeah.
You guys get these over here.
I love that. You know, I love any kind of, like, dip. Like chips and dip,
Oh, yeah.
crackers and dip, any kind of dip, I'm like that. That is what I am all about.
Look up
100%.
Look up buffalo chicken dip if you've never had that.
I bet that's really, really good because I do
It'll
like
blow your
spicy
mind.
too. I wonder what if you're watching today. What is your favorite Super Bowl snack? Share it with us.
Yeah, we'd
I
love to
mean,
know. We want to know.
You can get like bonus points if you want to link the recipe in
Ooh,
there.
throw the-
Because I
yes,
mean,
yes.
I'm really looking for something that I need to make today. So,
Absolutely.
you know, if this is your first time watching and you think these people are a little bit crazy, maybe.
We
But
are.
if it's your first time watching, you can text the word welcome to 512-710-2323 and let us know it's your first time. We would love to connect with you and see how we can serve you, because how we can pray for you.
Absolutely. Also, if you haven't joined a small group, we'd love for you to jump in there on a virtual group with us. We started this week. We had a lot of fun online, laughing and getting to know each other, and we'd love you to be a part of that as well. So please join a group, join a small group, join a virtual group. Get involved. It's the best way to connect with people and build those relationships.
Well, and the thing about a virtual group is that you don't have to leave your home, and you can
Oh, no.
connect with people all over. And you
Yes.
know, I think that is, I mean, you cannot grow spiritually alone. You can't. You have to have that connection. And so, for sure, connect with some people, you know, and grow. Matt, you're still dancing
can't
over
help
here.
it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still dancing over here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well,
Well, Backstreet Boys, what
am
can I say?
super excited about the whole day today, we are starting a new series, and the band has some amazing,
Yes, they do.
amazing music planned. Have a good day.
God bless.
Got 'em on my knees again. Got 'em begging, please again. I need you. Oh, I need you. Walking down these desert roads, water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, Lord, I need you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips. Yes, it is. It's like the sound of a symphony to my ear. Oh, it's like a holy water on my skin.
Gave me a walking slave to sin. I wanna know about being born again. I need you. Oh God, I need you.
Oh, yeah.
So take me to the real side. Take me under bad times. I need you. Oh God, I need you.
Come on, y'all sing it. Your forgiveness is
put y'all's hands together.
God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me wanna change. And I don't wanna abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me wanna change.
Oh, sing it now. I don't wanna abuse your grace.
God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me wanna change.
Oh, I don't wanna abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me wanna change.
Your forgiveness is like a sweet, sweet honey on my lips. It's like the sound of a symphony to my ears. It's like
Holy water, your forgiveness is like sweet.
sweet honey on my lips.
Yes, it is. It's like the sound of a symphony to my ears. Oh, it's like holy water on my skin. Oh, it's like holy water on my skin. Oh, it's like holy water. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all mind if we sing a little bit? Yeah. Y'all give it up for Miss Taylor up here singing with us. There's something about your grace. Oh, it makes me wanna change. There's something about your mercy. I know I need it every day. There's something about your grace. Oh, it makes me wanna change. There's something about your mercy. Oh, I need it every day. Oh, Jesus, I need you every day. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. I know I need you every day. All right, now we're going to sing I Don't Wanna. I said, I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me. Sing it again, come on now. Oh, I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day.
the only thing that ever really
Makes me want to change. Your forgiveness Well, y'all didn't know it was going to be that good, did you? Sometimes I'm under starlit sky, but I'm feeling more like dirt. How do I forget so fast who you are and what that's worth? There's an evidence of you in every corner of this life. Why am I still trying to prove that I don't deserve your time? I am yours. You will always be mine. Seems like madness, I'm invited to the table by your side. 'Cause I am yours. You will always be mine. I'm a man whose one ambition is to dance with my divine. 'Cause I am yours. You are, you are, you are, you are mine. Sometimes I'm walking on the ledge. Oh, I'm afraid to just look down. It's like I think I'm in control of giving gravity to doubt. But you love me where I am, enough for you to not look back. And it's the only kind of love that I have ever felt like that. 'Cause I am yours. You will always be mine. Like madness, I'm invited to the table by your side. 'Cause I am yours. You will always be mine. I'm a man whose one ambition is to dance with my divine. 'Cause I am yours. You are, you are, you are, you are mine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They say no, don't let the rain come, 'cause we got our reservation. The water that we need is bound to overtake us. If I had to write a story of the greatest love in time, I would have to sing of you, how I'm this branch and you're divine. And the romance that we had, oh, it's easy by design. I was fortunate to find you. I'm still blown away your mind. 'Cause I am yours. You will always be mine. It seems like madness, I'm invited to the table by your side. 'Cause I am yours. You will always be mine. I'm a man whose one ambition is to dance with my divine. 'Cause I am yours. You are, you are, you are, you are mine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You unravel me with your melody. You surround me with a song. What if you know sing? Of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. 'Cause I'm no longer a slave to fear. Oh, I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. Oh, I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. I've been born again, thank you, Lord, into your family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. Oh, I am a child of God. Come on, keep singing that. I'm no longer, 'cause I'm no longer a slave to fear. Oh, I am a child of God. I'm no longer, oh, I'm no longer a slave to fear. Oh, I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. Oh, you rescued me. You rescued me so I could stand and say, oh, I am a child of God. Let's sing that again. You split. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I could stand and say, oh, I am a child of God. Oh, yes, I am a child. I know it now. Sing, I am. Oh, I am a child of God. Oh, I am a child of God.
Good morning, RockPointe. Good morning. It's so great to be in this space with you all again this morning. Welcome. If you're a first-time guest, whether you're online or in person, we'd love it if you could simply text us, welcome, to 512-710-2323. And this just lets us know that you're here with us today. And today's a great day to be with us today, guys, because we're starting a new series about relationships. And in this series, we're titling it Sticks and Stones. Now, you know the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yes, so this series is all about relationships and the pain that can come from relationships, whether these romantic relationships, friendships, relationships with colleagues, neighbors, children. We know that these relationships can sometimes be painful. So if you're hanging out with us today and you're in a painful relationship, I want to tell you I'm sorry. I hope that by being here today in the midst of God's truth and surrounded by others who are also dealing with struggles, that you realize you're not in your struggles alone. And I'm so grateful that we have a church who's willing to talk about these things candidly and openly and consistently. So we have a great band. They're going to play a cover song for us, and I'll see you guys after the message.
Well, I don't know if you think this is good or not, but I think it's okay to be mad at church. So we're talking about relationship. Y'all don't act like you've never been mad at church, right? Come to church, you got in a fight on the way to church. So today we want to sing some cover songs throughout this series, and today we're going to sing one. Might catch you off guard, so I thought I'd go ahead and set it up for you. This song is for anybody in this room, anybody who's watching online that's ever been left in the dust, right? I don't care if you was 10 years old and you had a crush and a girlfriend, and she sent you a little note, says, we're breaking up at school, and it broke your heart. Some of you that happened to. And then, I don't care if it's, you're an adult, right? And it's been recent for you. But this song is for anybody who's broken your heart. If you're online right now, you can type their name in the comments. Hopefully you know I'm kidding. But I want you to get all your anger out this morning. Put it on me. I'm going to sing a song for you. If you got a lighter, you can hold it up. Whatever you want to do. This one's for all the broken hearts. Here we go. Girl, you know you broke my heart, shattered like a rock in the window. I thought we had it so good, I never really saw this coming. Why you gotta be so cold? Why you gotta go and cut me like a knife? Put our love on ice. Oh, girl, you know you left this hole right here in the middle of my soul. Oh, why you gotta be so cold? What am I supposed to say to anybody ask me about you? I guess I tell them I'm without you. How am I supposed to live when I build my life around you? Try to put yourself in my shoes. Why you gotta be so cold? Why you gotta go and cut me like a knife? Put our love on ice. Oh, girl, you know you left this hole right here in the middle of my soul. Oh, why you gotta be so cold? Still feel my love hanging on. I don't feel like it's over. I'm still on fire for you, baby. Why you gotta be so? Why you gotta go and cut me like a knife? Oh, you put our love on ice. Oh, girl, you know you left this hole. It's right here in the middle of my soul. Oh, why you gotta gotta be so cold? Why you gotta be so cold?
All right, here we are, and if you don't know where we are in Leander Middle School, and the countdown is on to our 20th anniversary as a church. We are going back to our roots. It's going to be a great time. Dan, stop it. What? That's joking. We're going to have a great time, so don't miss out. Be watching for all the updates coming out. This is March the 27th, 10 a.m. at Leander Middle School. You're not going to want to miss this. If you've ever been a part in any way, you're going to want to be a part of this. And look, if you happen to be the old school people, that this was your church a long time ago, you might actually want to show up a little bit early. There's going to be some fun stuff to do then too. So don't miss it. The countdown's on. 20th anniversary of RockPointe Church. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. We got a bunch of clowns in the audience this morning, and so if you're online, you don't know that, but, you know, that's just kind of what's going on here. And so I don't know what's going on in your home or wherever you're watching for. And Liberty Hill, I know you, and I know you guys are having a great time this morning, too, so I'm really glad that you're here. And, of course, I'm really glad all of you are here as well, so thanks for being here today. Man, 20 years, super excited about that. Mark that date down. Don't miss it. Don't take a vacation. Don't go anywhere. This is our church's birthday. Let's do it big and let's do it great. And I'm telling you, you are not going to want to miss it. Well, let's do it together, all right? So let's get started, because no matter who you are, you have people in your life. Maybe that's a boyfriend, maybe that's a girlfriend, it might be a boss, it might be a spouse, might be some kids, might be some stepkids, might be some foster children or grandchildren, or your parents or adoptive parents or your grandparents. And then there's this extended family of like your cousins and your uncles and all of those people out there as well. And then there's kind of like everybody else out there in the world, like the Whataburger person or the grocery store person or your favorite Starbucks person. And then all the other people who are on the other side of your social media as well. And look, you got people. I got people. Whether you know it or not, or whether you want it or not, you got people. We all have the task every day of interacting with people in our lives, and evidently, it doesn't always go perfectly. Because the amount of money that we have spent on books and resources and dating and marriage and conflict resolution and counselors about the workplace and the secrets there, what could we do that would be different? The amount of money we've spent is just simply staggering. And then to make matters more interesting, in the last couple of years, you've probably found yourself in close quarters with others, distance from others, and probably found yourself in these places because then we had an election come around, and you may have found yourself in disagreement with some and possibly even in open arguments with others. And in some cases, it just kind of feels, maybe it seems like, to me it certainly does, that maybe we have forgotten how to treat or act toward one another. Like our peopling skills have taken a shot. Now, maybe no surprise to you, but this one-anothering one another is a specialty of the church. Like something the church is actually supposed to be known for, of how we treat one another. And not because that's what I think, but because our founder, Jesus, said so. And look, we talk about this all the time here. Jesus said this. He said, a new command that I give you. Love one another. How? As I have loved you. So you must love one another. And what's going to happen if we do this? Well, it is by this, by your love for one another, that all people will know that you are my followers. You are my disciples. They'll know that by how you love one another. I don't know that you could be any more clear than that. The church is to be known for how we love people. It's literally how you and I should know that there's a church in our town. That there's a group of people who just loves people really, really well. No matter what your race, no matter what your gender, no matter what your social class, they just treated you like you were family. And then if you were to kind of hang around with this family and tried some of those things out, it just made you better at this one another thing. So this is supposed to be the church's secret sauce. And you may be thinking right now, maybe someone should tell the Christians that. Because maybe we should tell them that's actually what they're supposed to be doing. Because, wow, I'm not sure my Christian neighbors know this. I'm not so sure those Christians on Twitter know about this. And look, I get it. If all of these years of doing church together has taught us anything, it's taught us that this distinctive of love in Christianity, here's what it's taught us. It's taught us it is easy to lose love. I mean, let's just be honest. It's easier to make Christianity about having a church service, about watching a message, maybe about our beliefs or our theology, than actually one anothering each other. Because honestly, that's really, really hard. And yeah, the secret sauce gets lost in the mix. And then, come on, the past 2 years have been known for anything but loving people well. And let's just be honest, that can hurt. So this series, Sticks and Stones, is all about the basics of loving those people in your life well, no matter who they are. It's about a few practices that if you and I were to start them, or maybe restart them, or maybe just give them a big boost, our lives, our relationships, our workplaces would be more productive, our reputations would be stronger, our communities, our neighborhoods, our schools would be better places to live and to be. And so look, the truth is, you have people, so this is for all of us. But for Jesus followers, come on, this is what we're supposed to be famous for in our city. This is what we're to be known for in our city, or wherever you're watching from. And if we're not careful, we may end up losing what we are to be famous for as Jesus followers. So we've got to get back to the basics of doing this well. In the words we use to one another, in our conflicts with one another, in the narratives that we end up telling about each other. And so let's kick off Sticks and Stones with the most obvious one by talking about our words with one another. Why? Because we said it already once. You're warmed up. Let's do it again. Because sticks and stones may break my bones, but how many of you have just found that to be untrue? I mean, look, many of you remember a time when our exchange of words were very, very different than they are today. Remember when there was no internet? For some of you, you go, wait, what? That hadn't been around? No, because it's been here your whole life, right? But for some of us, we remember before the internet. Remember when snail mail was how we communicated? Like you literally wrote a letter, put a stamp on it, and send it to someone, and waited? Remember when you had a phone, when there was a phone hanging on the wall in your house attached by a cord? And you couldn't look at something in your hand to figure out what the time and temperature was. You literally had to call a phone number at the bank, and they would say the time and temperature, and they would tell you that? How weird is that? I mean, like, it's just, remember how you used to get your news? by somebody literally throwing some papers in your yard or your drive every day. And look, and for a few dollars more, you could get it every day and Sunday. Man, are those days gone. And the amount of words we are using right now is staggering. Get this. In 2020, get this, in 2020, there were 306 billion emails, 4.5 trillion texts. I think my kids did most of those. 500 million tweets, and get this, 525 million hours of YouTube. But get this, per day in 2020. We are using more words than ever before, and we are thinking less about our words than ever before. I mean, just thinking about sending a letter compared to sending a text, thinking about having a face-to-face conversation as opposed to making a comment on a Facebook post. Look, those are just the ways we operate now. And we can send words out anywhere in a very direct way with almost no accountability or feedback. Happens all the time. So we don't feel the weight of our words like we used to. It's why we have all said things in an email that we would have never said face to face. Or watching people comment online in ways that you can't even imagine them doing if they were sitting in your living room. So using them more than ever and thinking less than ever before about them. To which we should say, or may even say, okay, so what? So what's the problem with that? Here's the problem. It's this right here. The tongue has the power of life and death. And those who love it will eat its fruit. This was Solomon who wrote this, who recorded his advice about the world for his kids as a guide to guide them through life. And he's saying that the tongue, our words that we form, that we say, don't just have content, they have power. And we know this is true. With a few words, you can fill someone's heart or you can crush it. You can give someone confidence or you can bring enormous insecurity. You can draw someone close to you or you can certainly push them away. With our words, we can give someone dignity or debility. We can give support or we can destroy an idea. Why? Because our words have the power of life and death. And why is that? Because why are they so powerful? Because our Heavenly Father spoke and the world came into being. He spoke and creation bent around him. And get this, you are made in his image. Your words have power because God's words have power. It's why many of our best memories are words that were spoken to us, that lifted us and gave us confidence and gave us courage. And it's why many of our regrets and the deepest wounds we may have are words. Because our words can create this wonderful or terrible thing to those that we speak them to. It's why you may not remember what you said 10 minutes ago, but you can't forget what someone said to you 10 years ago. Your words have the power of life and death, and our words are often what keep us from being known by what Jesus asked us to be known for. A guy named John Gottman, a psychologist, he studied a sampling of marriages by tracking the ratio of positive words to negative words. And he determined there was a strong correlation of positive to negative words and the success of the marriage. So he determined that the ideal ratio of a successful marriage was to every one negative word, there were 5 positive words. And he tracked this with amazing success, that 94% of the marriages that he tracked their words that were 5 to 1 were wonderful and flourishing marriages. They stayed together, and he found that based on solely on this ratio, they stayed in the marriage. Another group came along and tracked the ratio of words for teams that produced at the highest level in their field, and they determined, get this, that their word ratio was 5.67 positive to 1 negative. And then child psychologists did the same thing and with the child-parent scenario, and they concluded that Gottman nailed it, that the word ratio was 5 positive for every negative word spoken to a child. And look, get this. The 1 negative is important. It's still important. That one, it's important. And the reason it's important is because you need correction. And you need coaching. And you need boundaries and all of that. I mean, like, it was an important piece of the equation for sure, because each child needs to grow up in an atmosphere where they have those things, but they also need the atmosphere of life-giving words. Oh, and by the way, that wasn't a Christian or religious thing. They were simply saying we all function best in that environment of 5 to 1. Now, let me just tell you, here's the gut punch in this. These were the highest performing teams. These were the best marriages. These were the best environments for kids. You want to know what the study showed that was real? See, 5 to 1 was ideal. What was real was for every negative word, there were only 3 positive. That's simply average, like the majority, and that's not even touching at all our social media or the news we consume. See, this 1 to 3 ratio has in many ways been normalized for us in the last 2 years, and that's a problem. We've normalized a way of speaking to each other that is keeping us below average in our relationships, below average in your marriage, below average with your kids and our neighbors, or the guy that just won't get out of your way on the way to work. And you know what we've done? We've set ourselves up to make sure we have more insecurity than confidence. We've set ourselves up to have more hurt than healing, more divide than community. And that's a huge problem in our world right now. But for us Jesus followers, it is impossible to love one another like Jesus loved us while using our words as weapons. And we will never, ever be known for what we're supposed to be known for as long as we just blend in and do it like everybody else. So today, I'd like to give us a new approach for our words. Now, maybe it's not new to you, but maybe it's new to you. In fact, this is our way of words, and it was given, this particular way of words was given to us by the Apostle Paul in the first century. And here's what's so cool. You don't have to be a Christian to do this. Anybody can do this. And if you do, look, you will instantly make your life and your relationships and your community better. If you're a Jesus follower, you may have heard these words before, but if you're like me, you probably just moved on thinking, yeah, right, that sounds really great. Cool stuff, but just not who I am. That's just not really practical. But today, I'd like to invite us to start making it practical. I'd like you to consider these words like life and death are at stake, because they are. So Paul wrote to the Ephesian people, and here's what he said. Do not let any unwholesome, you guys got that for me? There you go. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up, according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. This is how we become famous for our words, how we're different than our culture, that by ruthlessly practicing that verse, Paul says, look, don't let unwholesome talk. That literally means decaying words. Words of death or destruction. But in contrast, only what helps, only what builds up. Not destructive words, constructive words. And Paul is talking about your word ratio. He's saying, okay, look, sometimes we've got to hold back our words. He's saying that there are times when we need to purposely hold our tongue and not let the words out. Those destructive words, they line up, don't they? They just line up ready to go, and they are ready to take off. And okay, I'll tell them, or I know exactly what to say in this circumstance. I've rehearsed it over and over. I'll give them a piece of me. Oh, I'll post this. I don't care. I'm saying it. And Paul's saying, don't let them out. You ever just know better, but you said it anyway? Paul's saying, don't do it. Don't let those words out. But at the same time, he's also telling us that sometimes we need to push our words out. We need to hold them back, but sometimes we need to push them out. There's a time to hold your tongue. And then there's a time to intentionally push out the words that build up. And here's the change, and let me just tell you, it's not normal. But in the verse we just read, we begin speaking what? According to their needs. That's not what we normally do. When we speak, we are typically thinking about whose needs? Yeah, ours, right? What I want to say, what my opinion is. Did they laugh at that? Was I heard? Here's what I believe. Did I make my point? Isn't it true that when we're speaking, often we're thinking about our needs and what we say? But Paul is telling us that your ability to speak has not been given to you for your needs, but for the needs of others. Why? Well, we read in the verse, so it may benefit those who listen. And look, if I'm being honest, oftentimes, I don't want to benefit those who are listening. If I'm just real honest. But if we're going to love like Jesus loved us, then we've got to be like him and benefit those who are listening. And that's Paul's point, that you have a word ratio. Right now, like your family and your social media friends or followers could probably tell you what that word ratio is better than anyone else. 1 to 3 is what's going to happen naturally without even trying. Without even trying, we're going to give 3 destructive words for every 1 constructive word. And Paul is saying, you got to put a guard at the gate of your mouth and stop letting those destructive words come out. Here's what Paul's saying. We have got to change our ratio. Because work doesn't have to look like this. Your house doesn't have to look like that. Your circle of friends doesn't have to look lopsided like. Your marriage, your neighborhood doesn't have to look like that. None of us want to look like this. This isn't even what's best for all of us. And it doesn't bring the best out in anybody. And look, if you're a Jesus follower, it just can't look like this any longer. There's too much at stake. This is not who we are. Why? Because it's not who he is. And we know this. This is not how a Savior who loves you has talked to you. Jesus has spoken freedom and forgiveness and encouragement into your life, hope into your life, and that's exactly what he wants us to be speaking into every person who we come in contact with through you. Paul is saying you've got to change the ratio. Our church has got to change the ratio. You need a countercultural filter over your mouth so that you will produce a countercultural result to everyone around you. And to be famous for loving one another as Jesus has loved you. Your words and my words, man, they have the power of life and death. So let's change our ratio. For our kids, for our spouses, for our friends, for our coworkers, for our community, that really, really needs it right now. So does this mean, you go, Shane, does that mean I can't really tell the truth when the truth needs to be told? Does that mean I can't really point out hard things or give feedback or coaching? No, those are essential. But let me just tell you this. Nobody ever changed your mind and nobody ever changed your opinion with destructive words. They told you the truth wrapped up in words of encouragement and words that built you up. So, what if we were to begin to fight for people, not just against them? And what if you decided to start that right here, right now? What if you just picked one area of your life, like work or home or school or your sports team, and then you picked one relationship in that area that you think needs it the most? One area, one person. Got it? If you're like me, you kind of already know. And start right there. Start holding the destructive words and pushing out the life-giving, constructive words. Does your ratio have to be 5-1? Maybe, maybe not. But everything indicates, the study that I told you about, the Apostle Paul, Solomon, Jesus himself, indicates this should tip in the positive direction. Look, this is not just about being nicer people. This is about you and I being famous for loving others. How? By building up. We're famous to other people through our words, because the words have the power of life and death. And if you'll begin to change your ratio, it won't just make you a nicer person. Look, this isn't what nice people look like, what Christians look like. That 5-1 is what highly productive teams look like, and what great teachers look like, and what great marriages look like, and what lifelong friends look like, what healthy communities look like. Not that we can't disagree or that we can't give feedback or evaluate. Of course we do, but in tune with the power of our words, that we choose to be life givers rather than life takers with our words, so that all of our relationships thrive. But for those of us who are Jesus followers, I'd just like to take it a step further, because this is not just about being great at building up. For Jesus followers, this is also for us about pointing up. This isn't just what successful people look like. This is what God looks like. This isn't, remember, when God speaks, things come alive. And we're to be like him. It's literally the definition of following Jesus. This is so important for those who don't know Jesus, because our words are a preview of what God is like. And let me just ask you, what preview are you giving with your words? Do your words cause those around you to want to know more about Jesus or less? So for all of us, your words have the power of life and death. And let me just say it this way. You have no idea what a word from you can do. On our staff for many years, at our Christmas party, I would award these little thumbs up trophies. We all love the show The Office, and so I started collecting things that happened through the year, and at our Christmas party, I would give out Dundies at our Christmas party. And we would laugh and joke. Sometimes I had pictures of texts that had happened, and sometimes I had pictures of things that were broken. And it was just like one of those things that, like, throughout the year, somebody would say, hey, that'd be a good Dundee, or I'd see something, I'd take a picture of it. And then at our Christmas party, we would always roll around and we'd have this big laugh about all the things that we had messed up in the year. And although the heart behind it was fun and laughter, the truth is, over the past year, the past couple of years, I've come to realize that that is the last thing that somebody working for a church needs, is somebody pointing out their mistakes again. And this past year at our Christmas party, I stood up and said, we've laughed and we've had fun, but the Dundies are over. They didn't build our staff up, so they had to go. So what about it for you? What if we started changing our ratio? What if we started loving one another to start changing our ratio? Why? Because sticks and stones can break your bones, but words have the power of life and death. Let me pray for us. Father, this is a tough one for us because we struggle so much with our words. Would you help us? Would you help us to think through what that is? And God, would you help us to know who you are, and that the words that you bring us and give us are how powerful they are in us. And God, help us to look at the people around us. Help us to be aware of our word ratio. Change this in us. Help us to decide today to do something different. And Father, we need your help in this. This is a struggle for us. The sarcasm, the harsh words, the angry words within our church, within our families as Jesus followers. Forgive us and help us to have the courage to do something different, to change the ratio. So, Father, we need your help, because what's natural for us is the death part of our words. And what's so hard for us is to bring those life-giving words. Father, I know this is a tough one for me. And I'm just guessing there's others around me that maybe this is their struggle too. So would you help me, and would you help us to bring what you have given us, as you've given us this power of life and death. Help us to use it wisely and use it for you. In Jesus' name, amen.
What an amazing message, guys. I don't know how Pastor Shane is always able to talk directly to me. I'm sure many of you might feel that way also. If the message today reminds you how important prayer is, we're going to put our QR code up in a moment, and we want you to please feel free to send a message to this QR code so that we can pray for you this week. Last week we heard a couple of stories about how God's using our support groups on Monday nights to help people find healing. So many of you have had questions about how you can also participate in these support groups: divorce care, grief share, or remedy. And if your life has been impacted by divorce, divorce care is a place where you can work through that pain and get your life back. If you lost someone and you're not sure how to grieve and heal from that pain, grief share is a place where you can work through the pain and you can get your life back as well. Grief Share is a community of people who understand and are willing to help you navigate the dark days. And if you're struggling with addiction, depression, anxiety, or demons from your past, Remedy is a ministry and a church that exists to help you find healing and get past what's holding you back. Support groups meet here on the Leander campus on Monday nights at 6:30, and they'd love to have you, and all that you have to do is show up. I'll see you guys next week as we continue our conversation about relationships.